My name is Oren Yakovee. What attunement means to me is the overflowing, always abundant connection with the source of life. I first discovered attunement as a child, as a boy at the age of 7. And it was a very tumultuous year in that boy's life. And I received attunement through my godmother. And during that time, I had my eyes closed and my hands together, and I was receiving attunement to the third eye area for about 10 minutes through the Divine Light Attunement practice of Mahikari. And in those 10 minutes, my whole polarity of my life shifted. There was a profound experience of the presence of the divine, an assurance and a knowing that the divine is real, and that we as servers have the ability to bring that experience to others as it was brought to me as a child. So from that day, like the whole North Star of my life shifted. And I knew that I had to learn how to do this practice and how to master it. And about 10 years later, I took the initiation for Mahikari and pretty much dedicated 2 days, all day, every weekend while I was in college to sharing attunement, and was overnight at the center like 4 nights a week, and just pretty much dedicated every waking moment to the practice of attunement. And since then, with learning the attunement techniques in EDL, as well as other modalities that each have a unique expression, I've been seeking to convey the unifying source of what attunement is in a way that practitioners of every attunement lineage can relate to and can unite around. So to me, attunement is the life-giving flow and the source of unity, the source of love, the source of miracles. And in my practice of it, I'm, in one sense, only interested in my limits. There's a huge craving to be sharing an attunement current that is just one tiny step beyond whatever limit I had been previously functioning at. And that's my continuous prayer. My name is Oren Yakovee. The attunement practice and the attunement current that's been deeply a part of the foundation of my being since the age of 7 has deeply transformed my life and allowed my being to find its true expression, and find its way of entering this world and this earth and this life. In those, I'd say roughly 25 years of active practice of attunement, I've gone through tremendous transformation spiritually, mentally, emotionally, transformation on every level. And through every period of those tremendous shifts, it's the attunement current that brings the change. It's the attunement current that gets to the core essence. I noticed profound clearing in my family ancestral patterns, profound clearing of subconscious images of negativity on whatever level, profound forgiveness, profound acceptance. Profound togetherness. All becomes possible when the attunement current is actively governing from that space of the wonderful one within, appearing in revelation through expression and through vibration. In one of our attunement classes, there was a participant who was suffering from tremendous childhood trauma. And I was able to share with this person how much that the reality that ever increasingly practicing as a server of attunement is the greatest healer of trauma. And of course, we have tremendous resources available to assist with what needs to be assisted with. And anyone who is in a sense of earnestness around deepening their relationship with the divine, around truly healing the family patterns, around truly deepening relationships, the answer is attunement. My name is Oren Yakovee, and I have experienced countless miracles in the practice of attunement. I once had a friend who was a priest of a Catholic church named Father Damien, and he experienced him as quite a holy man. Whenever he would pray, like the smell of frankincense would come in the room even though there was no incense lighting. But one day I got a call that he was involved in an accident on the shore break of Hawaii. And he was picked up by a wave and slammed onto his vertebrae in his back, and he shattered one of his vertebrae in his middle spine. And he went to the ER, got x-rays taken and got what he needed, and then was home resting, and I went and shared attunement with him. And shared an experience of attunement for about an hour or so to those affected areas. And then a couple days later, he goes back to the doctor for follow-ups and takes x-rays again. And the doctor is looking at the difference between these two x-rays just in utter shock. Like he couldn't believe that the image that was of the shattered vertebrae was just a couple days prior. He kept asking, was this a childhood injury? Because this bone has fully healed and fused itself. I've experienced a number of miracles like this with healing of bones. Similar experience with a dog that was hit by a car and couldn't walk. And in my practice now, I'm, for some reason, primarily focused on the sanctification of space and the attunement current pervading the whole field in a focused way of a daily practice has created so many miracles. Noticing that the space becomes like clean and organized without too much effort. Accidents that may have happened were prevented. Like one time my son and I were doing dishes together and there was washing a knife and the knife dropped on the counter and was sliding to the edge and with quite a bit of momentum but just stopped at the edge. And he was barefoot at the time. So a falling knife would not be a good thing. It's just so many miracles of protection, of divine order, of welcoming the heavenly host. And I also do this practice in my car as I drive. Very prayerful about the sacred space of driving and creating an atmosphere of safety and an atmosphere of upliftment for all the beings that have experienced that space in whatever capacity. So I'm moving throughout space in a way that is prayerful and sanctifying, and experiencing tremendous miracles with it. One similar example with the driving is sharing attunement while driving. There was a big semi-truck full of gravel, and a big, like a 3/4 inch piece of gravel came and struck the windshield. And something that big, moving that fast, I thought would surely, at least spider into a crack. But somehow the field of the space could hold it in a way that it didn't cause any damage to the windshield. And just noticing that through sharing attunement with others, through sharing attunement with space, through sharing attunement with plants, through sharing attunement with animals, everything is allowed to open up to its next level. Its next level of connection, its next level of consciousness, its next level of wholeness, next level of deepening in relationships that can happen in a sanctified space, and the next level of spiritual expression that can happen in a sanctified space.